Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today, and something that I've been accused of, a question that I've got. Sorry, protein shake. Uh, is that why are you so right? Like, why do you support Trump? Why, do you hate gay people? Like, I have been accused of being alt right and like homophobic and racist. I don't know how that's possible, but guys, I am very center. I'm very so like I've taken all those like polls and questionnaires, see where you line like politically or authoritarian or like right way. I'm very center. I lean a little bit right because I don't want to give the government tax. I think that's right. I love guns, love military because I'm a veteran, and I think that less government. The government shouldn't be in control of everything, as little as possible. But as far as like why am I right leaning on those things? That's just personally what I believe. But I think I'm more left than and I don't mean like like a liberal is fine. Liberal is like center left. I'm not far left. And I think what's happening with the Democratic Party and the far left is that anyone that is center gets labeled right wing and alt right. I'm a Tulsi Gabbard supporter. I donated to Andrew Yang and Tulsi Gabbard. They're separate campaigns, but both in the Democratic Party. I donated to them in this election, like this year. I think Andrew was last year, but by all means, like, tell me how that is me being alt right. Yes, I have donated to Ron Paul's campaign many times, like probably close to $10,000 from 2008 to 2012. And then, yes, I've donated to Rand Paul's campaign. I've donated to Justin Amash and Thomas Massey and Nancy Mace, who's a friend of mine. They're Republican, but that's because I believe in what and I don't think they're far right. I think they're also just more libertarian than anything. Everyone except Nancy Mace, I think, is a little more right than libertarian, but everyone else is staunch libertarian. But again, like I love gay people. Like one of my best friends, Lida, who I served with, he's coming on the podcast in like a week or so, and he's happens to be gay. And like a good friend Buzz, like Buzz's big gay dance party at PorkFest. Like I love gay people. I love drugs. You guys see me talk about mushrooms and acid all the time. Do you think anyone on the right? I'm brown. Like, do you think anyone on the right would take a look at those things that I do, like loving gay people and being so liberal on drugs and like prostitution? Because again, if you're in Europe, they've legalized prostitution and it works out great for them, and it takes power away from pimps. It takes power away from sex traffickers if you legalize. And just any person on the far right would look at me and be like, get one that without even knowing anything about me, they'd look at me and be like, get this criminal delinquent away from me. So guys, but I also believe that, again, being center, where stuff that happens, like Jack Dorsey, I believe is extraordinarily intelligent, and he's very hard to be CEO of even one company, but he's CEO of Square, which I love, and Twitter, which I use Twitter, but the censorship on that is ridiculous. The censorship on that, like the White House press secretary, Kayleigh McEnany, happened to go and retweet an article posted by the New York Post. Now, the New York Post is a little right wing. They did endorse Trump, but this was before that they endorsed Trump, although you kind of could tell that they endorsed Trump anyway. But they're a legitimate newspaper. They're like one of the oldest newspaper, like, especially either way, they're a legitimate newspaper. She tweeted a story from, and like, this is like right wing propaganda, or this is fake news. It's a legitimate news source. And the fact that Jack Dorsey, CEO of Twitter, is like banning a bunch of things on the right, is like, you guys can't ban free speech. This is hard. Even if it was a fake news thing, which it wasn't, but even if it was, like, that's not the way. Censorship is not the way to go about it. I'm, again, veteran, all about the amendments, all about protesting is fine. But then when the governors, Democratic governors, say like, okay, you know what, in order to slow the spread of this disease, please, like, please don't go to church, don't go to large gatherings. You know, I get it, man. You know, you want to say goodbye to loved ones, but funerals at this time just not a good idea. And I have to put my foot down because there's, you know, you could spread this disease. Okay, I can kind of get on board with that, maybe a little bit. I think adults should be able to make their own choices. But then when the BLM, again, protests are fine, all about protesting. When the riots and the looting happens and the police are told to stand down, that is fucking ridiculous. Say, oh, I can't go to church. I can't go to my loved ones' funerals. I can't go to my friends' weddings. Can't have weddings. But people are allowed to loot and steal and rob and riot. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck that. And apparently that makes me right wing. Apparently that makes me a Yaya Trump supporter who I didn't vote for, who I didn't donate to his campaign. Someone that just doesn't take any money from lobbyists, although the people around him might. Apparently me saying like, hey, these businesses, other black-owned businesses, minority-owned businesses that have nothing to do with George Floyd or other black people getting shot are being burnt out, and I say that's wrong, and then suddenly I'm labeled right-wing for that? Fuck you. That's fucking ridiculous. And that's the type of accusatory things that make me want to vote for Trump. Yeah, I'm going to vote for Joe Jorgensen. But that type of thinking, that line of thinking of limiting free speech, and that I've seen where that ideology goes. Any person that studies history or that sees where that goes, and that is just socialism. Again, liberals, fine, like hardcore leftist, socialist, Marxist, that leads to deaths of millions, tens of millions of people, 100 million people, and that makes me want to vote for Trump. That makes me want to vote right. And it's very hard not to. Yeah, that's just kind of what I've been feeling. So, happy days. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. I am going to post links down below. Love you. Bye.